one man who will want you to do that because he just wants the best things to happen to his footy club, that being the Collingwood Footy Club, and that is Tim Membrey. And he's going to play his fourth final on the weekend in a prelim against the Brisbane Lions on Saturday, if you don't mind. And he's been good enough to join us on the program. Tim, thanks for coming on, mate. We appreciate your time.
Nah, no worries at all, Andy. Kearns, how you going?
Good, mate. Hey, for a man who's done so much in life and in footy, and you've been around the caper for a very long time, how does it feel to be preparing for a prelim at the MCG against the defending champion?
No, it's obviously very exciting. It's a big part of the reason why I was very keen to land at the Pies. I knew they were, a very experienced list, and now to be, I guess, living that and playing in a prelim against the Lions, it's going to be an absolute cracker game, and cannot wait to get out there.
Have you taken much on it? You're sort of deep in your prep now, obviously. And you've had a couple of weeks, obviously since the qualifying final win and since the weekend to get your head around Brisbane. Have you gone back to the round 22 game much to reference how that played out, what they did and what you might be able to do different and better next time round?
Yeah, well, certainly I think that's something that we have looked at and will continue to look at this week, of just little things that we can improve on to hopefully get us a result come Saturday night. They're obviously a quality outfit sort of all across the board, so we're going to have to be at our absolute best to get the job done. But, there's, we had, I guess you could say, a little bit of a slump there and losing a couple in a row, but we've certainly found our way back to being in good form, and hopefully we can take that into Saturday night.
What has the last few weeks looked like from an ageing group? There's a few elder statesmen at the Collingwood Footy Club. You've had the week off before the finals, played really well, get through, then you have another week off. Is it structured differently for some of the group? Because I guess you can't detrain too much. You've got to stay at a level where you're ready to play in a big prelim final. But I guess some of those older guys, Jordan De Goey is obviously coming back from injury. It would be nice to have that couple of weeks where you're not getting bashed and crushed around.
Yeah, it is. I think, everyone speaks about you want to finish in that top four to, play in the qualifying and then get a week off. But I think the way that the SNC team have handled it in the last couple of weeks has just been incredible, the way they've managed the players. We had a fairly big hit out on the Friday night before the weekend. Just like you said, not the conditioning, making sure our bodies are still getting that game load into ourselves, and then have the weekend off, freshen up, and then ready to go into this weekend.
So I'm hoping that you watch the game against the Gold Coast Suns. There's a couple of pretty handy players that you're going to have to take care of in the back half. One, you're sort of a hybrid key forward type. There's a pretty good defender in Harris Andrews, who's pretty handy, and then also they've got a pretty good user in Dane Zorko. How much time are you going to put into those players compared to your forward six playing your natural game?
Yeah, well, they're obviously quality players and very important in the way that they structure up for their team. So, we obviously want to nullify Harris Andrews' ability to mark the ball in the air, and if we can compete, bring the ball to ground and give our smalls a chance, and that's something that we'll be looking to do. And then obviously Dane Zorko, who's just having had a great season and now playing some good footy too in the final. So and using the ball really well by foot. So we're going to have to be on our at our best with our defence, and us forwards will play a big part in that.
Is that something that you could potentially put your hand up to do as players sort of more defensive forward on Harris Andrews and try and beat him going back the other way? Or just maybe leave that to Mason Cox or someone to get the job done?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something that, if that's what I'm required to do, then that's what I'll be more than happy to do. We'll go over that and finalise that in the last, meeting before training and see what that looks like. But if there's a role there that one of us keys needs to do, then we'll be more than happy to do.
Tim, take us into the Collingwood experience. You've been in this caper for a long time, you know, the start at Sydney, then all those years at St Kilda, and, you know, you referenced that the appeal of Collingwood was, you know, to be playing in the big games and hopefully been playing in these sorts of games, preliminary finals. Give us your Collingwood experience. What's it been like?
I've had this question a bit, Andy, and I think the one thing that really just stands out is it's just a very well-oiled machine. I mean, they've got so many great people that work, you know, behind the scenes that just keep the club running so smoothly. And obviously, you've got the main guys at I guess the front in Fly and Craig Kelly, and you know, but then you've got a lot of important people behind the scenes that. Whether that be, you know, the dietitians, the physios, the membership crew, just everyone knows what their role is at the club, and it just works so smoothly, which allows, I guess, us players to go out there having great confidence that everyone at the football club just wants the best for us players. So. Yeah, it's just an amazing environment to be a part of.
That's awesome.
What about the differing styles of coaching between, you know, your main coach who you've had for so many years, Ross Lyon, and Craig McRae? Now, both incredible coaches in their own right, but I'm guessing, you know, different styles in how they operate day to day. How are they different?
Yeah, there certainly is some, I guess, differences, and you know, Fly's been. Amazing this year in terms of just the way he can bring us all together and, you know, very much lead the group in terms of bringing the VFL guys along for the ride. And, you know, it's not just now that the AFL team's still playing in the finals. They definitely have such a big role to play in training and preparing. And, you know, he's mentioned quite a few times about the different stories that pop up each year that someone gets a chance and they become, you know, premiership players. So just keeping those guys really engaged, and yeah, it's just been incredible the way he's gone about it.
What about the dynamic with you? People other clubs could have looked at you at the end of 24 and said, yeah, let's get Membrey in. He's got wealth of experience, knows his role, you know, battle-tested AFL player. He's got a couple of years where he can really help us develop our younger blokes. All those reasons that you would have been attractive to other clubs. And I'm not suggesting for 1 second that Collingwood didn't see that in you either, but you go to Collingwood where you've got these established veterans in front of you who are just all-timers. What was it like to, as a 30-year-old bloke, to go into that environment and have guys like Pendlebury and Sidebottom in particular, established leaders of the footy team? Was that an unusual sort of dynamic for you?
Yeah, I think, I guess where I'd come from at St Kilda and being, I guess, one of the older players there and in the leadership group for a long time, and but then coming across to a team where I almost felt like I was 21 again.
Yeah, right.
Just with the like you mentioned, the experience and older players in the team. But I'm just, you know, come across and I was so excited with, you know, I was still keen to learn off these guys and then I guess learn in the big games and the big moments. Hopefully we have a few good ones this Saturday night. But I mean, to have those guys in the team and still playing very good footy. I'm learning just as much as off those guys as I guess you could say what a 20-year-old is.
It is, yeah. No, go on, Coons.
It is this time of year. You know, some players are sort of banged up, and there has been conversations about, you know, Bobby Hill. Will he not come back into the team? How do you sit, you know, as a player? Do you discuss those really serious issues? Do you sit down as a playing group? Do they have the final call on a player like Bobby Hill if he does come back into the side or not?
I'm guessing that, you know, potentially the leadership group and the coaches might sit down and, you know, go through what that might look like. But I guess for us who probably sit outside that, we're just sitting there and we'll just back in whatever the coaches and and the leaders, you know, decide to do and come up with. And, you know, obviously they've got the team's best interests at heart. So whatever they decide to go with, and I'm sure the playing group will get behind.
Did you have a look over at Brodie Myercheck today in the run around, get a sense for how the big fella was moving?
he's actually moving really well. He's a machine, Brody. Just an absolute war horse, and he's often playing with lots of injuries and niggles that might cause some other players to miss games, but he just keeps on backing up, and that's what he's been doing these last couple of weeks. So I guess, like you mentioned, for a week off, it's important for Brody to get that week off, and again give himself and his body a time to recover, and he looks good today.
And how do you go not getting too far ahead or too far down the track? You've obviously got a high-quality opponent on Saturday, and it's obvious what a challenge that's going to be for you and your mates to get through. But all the stuff that you've been through in footy and life, do you find yourself just occasionally having thoughts, the what-if thoughts? If we win this Saturday, what the obvious next step is? Do you have to kind of push that stuff away every now and again when it tries to get in there?
Oh, certainly. I think that's one thing that Fly's been pretty big on, just the taking it one step at a time. I know it's pretty cliche, but really it's just bringing us back to training. Tomorrow it's going to be our day off tomorrow, so we're just enjoying our day off, whatever that may look like for players. But then we come in on the Thursday, then it's a main training day. So just getting through those main training days and then preparing ourselves. But I'd be lying if I said I hadn't even thought about it and what it might look like. So it's just try not to think too far ahead, but at the same time it can be difficult to do.
I bet.
And another dagger in the heart of Saints fans is the potential of a Josh Battle v Tim Membry grand final day. Have you spoken to Josh at all about maybe lining up on grand final day against him?
We haven't spoken just yet, but I'm sure if that was to be the case, then we would shoot a few messages and maybe even a bit of phone calls, a bit of banter. So, but no, that would be exciting.
What will you do on your day off?
For me, my days off have changed a little bit now. I've got a young family, 2 little girls and a little baby, Ted, who's 8 weeks old. So
it's not a day off then, is it?
Well done, mate. That's great.
Nah, I know. I like going to training to have my days off, but no, it's been fun, and at the moment the girls are right into their swimming, and so we've been sort of spending a bit of time at the swimming pool, and been loving getting in the water. So I'll probably look to do that, and I don't mind that too, a bit of recovery.
And will you watch Friday? Are you a footy nerd? Will you watch Friday night? Will you clear the decks and sit down and have a look at that?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously a prelim, and it's a big game, and I guess be excited to see what result comes out of that game. Both quality teams going at it, and if the result goes our way on Saturday night, we'll be coming up against one of them. So I'll be tuning in for sure.
Well, mate, good luck. You've turned up and you've done your job. You've kicked the 30 and you've played your role, and you've done, I reckon, just about everything that footy club would have been hoping you could provide. And here you are, a win away from finding yourself in a grand final. So hopefully the rest of the week goes really well for you and your mates, and good luck on Saturday against Brisbane. We wish you well.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Coons. Appreciate it, guys.
Good on you. Tim Membrey, who's just lobbed and done his job, another 30 goals this year, and he's just been a very bankable, reliable player. He's